And a look at the starters for the Pistons. On the wings, KCP and Josh Smith. Monroe and Drummond there inside. And it's Jennings in at the point guard position.
Reggie Jackson at 6'3" and just a little north of 200 lbs. Has a 7-foot wingspan, almost a 7-foot wingspan. Tremendous size and can guard either guard position. He's also an excellent rebounder for a combo guard. You just love what he brings to the table at the defensive end of the floor.
Clock at 4. For 3, Durant, and that one's good. Durant's got the first bucket of the game with the 3 for the Thunder.
There's a chance he could have a big game if they don't D him up more tightly on the perimeter.
Jennings kicks to Drummond. Here's Caldwell Pope, guarded by Jackson. Here's Monroe. Uses the glass to finish the layup. And Jackson maybe not quite as explosive as Westbrook, certainly, Steve, but the Thunder have been better with him defensively.
Well, he's a little bit less prone to gambling. I think Westbrook is always going to look to attack Jackson, maybe trying to make wiser decisions defensively, take away the little things without getting himself in trouble by playing passing lanes.
And here's Smith following Russell Westbrook's 3.
He's not necessarily a strong inside presence, but he needs to polish those chances off.
And there's the foul on the shot. He'll go to the line for 2.
And the defense fouling there to prevent that layup, forcing 2 free throws here.
A nice job that time of attacking the paint and drawing the contact. They'll take that.
And he sinks the second.
Well, the Thunder with an athletic guard rotation between Russell Westbrook and Reggie Jackson. Jackson, of course, not the level of Westbrook, but he brings some similar things to the table as far as size, athleticism, scoring, and rebounding.
Oklahoma City's gone 2 of 2 from three-point range here in the first quarter. Here's Caldwell Pope, and the layup is good. Caldwell Pope's got his first bucket in this one. Thunder have gone 2 of 3 here to start out the game. And Jackson, the former 24th pick overall, caught back in 2011 out of BC, rounding into a quality NBA player and score 1 more for the Thunder's front office.
Well, Oklahoma City seems to like that athletic player with size, toughness, and athleticism, and you know what? Jackson fits that mold.
Here's Jackson, following the score by Josh Smith. The Thunder with another miss. Clark, this offense has really been clicking.
No doubt about it, giving the defense all kinds of trouble.
And they're playing with so much energy offensively. The ball is really moving.
For 3, Durant. Rebound, Detroit. And here we go. Fast break. Jennings has got it. Finished off the break.
Regardless of who starts the break, it seems like he's usually the one to finish it.
And that's because of how well he attacks the rim on the dead run.
Now here's Westbrook. Outside Durant to stop the run. That's good, and so Westbrook comes up with the assist. 6 points for Kevin Durant.
Well, he's off to a good start, and he's a guy who we know. I mean, if he gets going early, he can give you problems all day.
Jennings kicks to Smith. And there's another one for the Pistons.
He's got a quick trigger from that range when he senses that the defense has backed off.
Oklahoma City trailing. Near the three-point line, it's Westbrook. Hits the outside fadeaway. Westbrook's got 5 now.
And I'm not really sure that's the time for the fadeaway jumper, but he gets it to go.
The Detroit Pistons, a proud franchise, of course, from 03 to 08, 6 consecutive trips to the Eastern Conference Finals. And Clark in 2004, the NBA title.
But the rebuild process has had its hiccups, Kevin, its speed bumps, if you will, some questionable free agent signings. There's talent there, but this team hasn't quite figured out how to come together.
The Pistons have gone 6 of 10 from the field in this ballgame, and Durant comes to help. Smith with it. Westbrook picks him up. Back to Smith. Dishes it to Caldwell Pope. He kicks it to Smith. Wide open look. Jump shot is good. He has 6. Here's Westbrook. He's got 5. The tray. And Durant gets it to go. The assist by Westbrook. And that's now 9 points for Kevin Durant. For Detroit, they've gone 7 of 11 from the field to begin the game. And the Pistons decide to take their first timeout right here. Well, with Russell Westbrook missing time last season with his knee problems, Kevin Durant had to step up this game, both as a scorer and as a playmaker.
And Kevin, you know, he responded with a historic MVP season, a career high in scoring and assists, all while cutting his rate of turnovers and shooting with remarkable efficiency.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Steven Adams, he's checked in for Perkins. Collison comes in for Serge Ibaka. Perry Jones, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And Anthony Morrow subbed in for Russell Westbrook.
That's like a layup for him. He's just wide open out there. And Durant last season with the longest streak of consecutive 30-point games in over a decade. He got to 12 in a row and only stopped his streak because they were blowing out the Nets on the road in the fourth quarter, and they decided to rest him.
Now here is Augustine from 12 feet out, and it's blocked by Adams. Pass to Jackson. Great pass to set up the lay-in. Jackson's got his second basket of the night.
Excellent ball movement there, guys.
Yeah, I think that's what's keyed this run, Clark, because they're keeping the ball moving. Defense hasn't been able to set up.
And you look at the incredible numbers for Durant last season. How about this? I mean, the first player since MJ, Michael Jordan, back in '92 to average over 30 points and 5 assists. Wow. While shooting over 50% from the floor. When you talk about historic seasons, that's some tall cotton to be hanging out in there.
Augustine against Jackson. And here's Augustine. He hasn't scored yet. That, I'm sure, will change. Now Monroe kicks to Augustine. He feeds it to Uredko. And good. Coming in on the assist by DJ Augustine.
Fantastic pass. He turned that one into a pretty easy basket for his teammate.
Now the second quarter getting ready to start up. And let's quickly check out the scoring breakdown here for the Thunder.
Now, they didn't waste any time getting into a groove out there. They're dialed in from long range.
You know, they've also shown some real tenacity here early on tonight, and it's paid off with a lot of second chance points.
They've got Steven Adams, Anthony Morrow out there with Durant. Then there's Nick Collison, and it's Westbrook in at the 3, the small forward. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. Now here's Westbrook. The three-pointer, no good.
Coach Scott Brooks of the Thunder, he's brought great stability to this organization. A lot of talent on this roster, but it doesn't always fit in terms of their offensive flow. So the Thunder like to keep it pretty simple with their X's and O's.
Here's Collison. Nice pass. Right into the rack. Perfectly for the layup. Collison's got the lead up to 8 now for Oklahoma City. They need a good offensive possession.
Yeah, they've had a number of empty ones, a long time without a basket.
I got to find something, you're right. And Drummond kicks to Meeks. Augustine against Durant. 6 to shoot. Meeks passes to Drummond. Butler from outside. They grab their own miss. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact and he'll shoot 2.
Yeah, he got whacked. Shouldn't be much debate on that one.
Yeah, that was as straightforward as it gets, guys.
Detroit shooting their first free throws of the night.
Well, Andre Drummond, kind of a late bloomer when it came to basketball, really. He was pretty uncoordinated as a kid. He'd struggle to make layups early on. It wasn't until around the age of 14 that he really started to show some promise.
And the Pistons making a change here. Josh Smith, he's checked in for Uredko. Martin comes in for Butler. Brandon Jennings, he's checked in for Meeks. And it's Bynum in for Augustine. Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Gentlemen, Scott Brooks is very close with his star, Kevin Durant, but that doesn't mean he gets any free perks at Katie's restaurant in Bricktown. Brooks said, I get nothing. I mean, give me a dessert, the peach cobbler, something, a sweet tea. You know, this guy's cheap. That's one thing about KD. For 7 straight years, he's been cheap. Kevin, over to you.
He stays consistent, Doris. Very efficient. Thank you. For the Thunder, Baca comes in for Adams. And it's Perkins in for Nick Collison.
And for Drummond, a different upbringing than a lot of blue chippers. His mother's focus was squarely on academics and his character, not on a future in the NBA. In fact, one time he was supposed to attend a basketball camp hosted by LeBron James, but his mother held him out because he'd forgotten to do his laundry.
And he gets the bucket.
They're going back to the three-point shot over and over and over.
That was the 9th straight point from behind the arc, Clark. It feels like they're finding the holes in this defense.
Bynum and Durant with the block. He blocks it again.
It's a +5 advantage for them in the rebounding category after that board.
Very steady work they've been doing on the interior, no question. And that's, I think, the main reason they have this lead.
That's good. Brandon Jennings. And that's now 6 points for Brandon Jennings. And you look at Drummond, Clark, do you think his upbringing kept him grounded?
I do, Kevin. I mean, we're all products of how we've been raised. In some ways, I think it threw off talent evaluators because he lacked that obvious, overt ego and confidence, but that belied a hunger to be good, and we're seeing that work pay off.
Smith against Perkins. From deep. The Thunder with another miss.
Boy, the defense just backing off, begging him to take that shot.
Jennings in the corner. He dishes it to Smith. Westbrook with the steal. Tries it from 9. And off the glass. That one's good. Westbrook's got 13.
Yeah, guys, it's his consistent shooting that's really helped get his team into a position they're in right now.
No one near Jennings as he lets it fly. Off the mark, had a chance to trim it to single digits. Three-pointer. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Durant. Westbrook's got 11 here in this quarter alone.
These defenders are putting up very little resistance to the three-point shot.
And it's killing them. That's 4 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have been three-pointers.
Now, here is Ibaka. They lead by the biggest margin of the game, 15 points.
They've done a lot of good work with the ball. Really moving both the ball and moving bodies, getting quality chances at the hoop.
And they're not wasting chances when they get them. I mean, they're hitting their shots.
Smith against Perkins. Smith, no good.
Yeah, he's surprised he didn't make that one because he had a pretty clean look at the hoop.
For 3, Westbrook, and the Thunder another 3.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
Well, that's 3 of the last 5 makes, having been behind the three-point line. So, got to make some adjustments defensively.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. Russell Westbrook returning last season from a torn meniscus suffered in the first round, Steve, of the 2013 playoffs.
Yeah, and you know, the injury ended up requiring 3 different surgeries over an 8-month span. So a real scare for the Thunder. Fortunately, he came back and looked fantastic in the playoffs. And so there's less concern now over Westbrook's long-term health.
Catching up on the changes for Oklahoma City. Nick Collison's checked in for Perkins. Lamb comes in for Anthony Morrow. And it's Jackson in for Russell Westbrook. The Thunder leading by 18. All right, let's go over to the sideline with Doris Burke.
Well, over the break, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He'd like them to concentrate on their transition game, to keep the tempo fast and put pressure on the defense in the open court. He also said that their work on the offensive glass is going to be critical. He believes second chance points will go a long way toward deciding this game. I'm sure Coach is hoping those changes turn the tide in this game and shrink the deficit before halftime. Back to you, Kevin.
Thanks, Doris. For the Pistons, Urebko comes in for Smith. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Brandon Jennings.
And Westbrook is a player not only known for his explosiveness, but also his durability. He hadn't missed a game due to injury ever, dating back to high school. But a freak accident, that collision with Patrick Beverly, really took it out of his hands in terms of his consecutive games played streak.
And for Westbrook, the prognosis from his meniscus repair is supposed to be good. He certainly looked explosive. Here's hoping that knee remains healthy. You'd love to see a great player at his best.
And the Thunder making a change here. Westbrook's checked in. Pistons trail by 17. Kicks it to Caldwell Pope. There's the pass to Monroe. Drills the baseline jumper. Monroe's got 4 this quarter.
Textbook right there. Nice pass, great catch, beautiful finish.
Westbrook against Augustine. Pass to Durant. Right side Westbrook. Pass to Lamb. Just 5 on the clock. Fires the three. And it's Durant missing. Detroit's gone 0-2 from deep here in the second. Here's Singler. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot two.
Boy, they're really battling, guys. Not sitting back, being aggressive, attacking when they have the chance. I like that.
Yeah, and that kind of approach is going to serve them well. It's gotten them to the line more than a few times this quarter.
And he knocks down the first one. Singler hits them both. The Thunder leading by 13. Westbrook drives in. The dish now to Ibaka. Back to Westbrook. To the inside. Collison kicks to Ibaka. It's tipped. Stolen by Monroe. And that concludes. Well, it's been a one-sided affair so far through the first two quarters, but there's plenty of time to mount a comeback.
Well, Westbrook has been great. 19 points, and he's buried a ton of three-pointers in this game, too.
Yeah, it's hard to keep track of just how many of those he's hit.
Checking out the group for Stan Van Gundy to start the second half. Monroe and Drummond there inside. On the wings, KCP and Josh Smith. And it's Jennings in at the point guard.
So much has been made about whether this is Durant's team or Westbrook's team, but in reality, I think it's both of their teams. I mean, Durant does what he does. He's an elite scorer, as is Westbrook. They couldn't be the team they are, the Thunder, without both of those guys being excellent and leading the way they do.
Pistons trail by 13. Caldwell Pope kicks to Smith. Jennings dishes to Monroe. Smith outside. The Pistons working the ball around now. Jennings with the bucket.
Well, you know, he has shot the ball well, but it has not been contagious. His teammates, they haven't had the same groove, and that's why we're looking at this result so far.
Now here's Westbrook. 21 points in the game. Second half of basketball, just over a minute played so far. Westbrook with the block. Out of bounds. Pistons ball as Detroit keeps possession.
17 seconds.
And Detroit has possession. It's a 10-point game.
You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
Perkins, the pass to Westbrook. Rejected by Smith.
No, they need a shot or two to fall here soon. They're only 1 of 4 since the break.
And Monroe kicks to Caldwell Pope. The drive by Jennings. Here's Smith. Smith missing again.
He's playing selfishly now, guys. He's just trying to get as many shots up as he can. Doesn't look at all concerned about his teammates. Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. It's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done. I didn't think he had any business operating down there with the big fellas.
Now a timeout called by Detroit. And during the timeout, both coaches getting a chance here to review the strategy at this point of the game, along with the discussions. Also some rehydration going on with Gatorade. Everyone trying to bring their top game here tonight.
Yeah, that's why you see the trainers going around to every player, making sure they're hydrated, they're getting enough to drink during the game. It's so important to hydrate yourself and keep yourself strong and ready to play for these big minutes down the stretch.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
In the break, guys, I listened in on Stan Van Gundy's huddle. He told his guys to make sure they keep the pace fast, to get out and run each and every chance they get. He also said that their work on the offensive glass is going to be critical. He believes second chance points will go a long way toward deciding this game. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Thank you, Doris. For Detroit, they have hit 4 of 8 from the free throw line so far. Folks, that's 50%. Not great work there.
Well, you look at last season's numbers, guys, down below 70% as a team from the line.
And, you know, whenever they get into a stretch where it looked like maybe they would turn it around at the line, they would immediately take a step back.
Jennings dishes to Smith. Takes it off the glass. Smith's got 4 this quarter. Second half of play, and we're 3 minutes into the third here.
Oklahoma City, for 2 years running, the only team in the top 5 in the NBA in both offensive and defensive efficiency. That ought to tell you about this balanced elite basketball team.
Good.
He's having quite the quarter here, guys. I mean, shooting the ball extremely well.
Pistons trail by 13 to the inside. That falls. Great assist by Brandon Jennings. Jennings has got his 4th assist with that last one here tonight. Timeout is called. First of the game for the Thunder. And for the Thunder remaining so consistent despite losing Harden and then last year without the outside shooter Kevin Martin.
Yeah, not to mention, Kevin, the injuries to Russell Westbrook. Give credit to the players and the coaching staff. Again, when you've got a culture of expectation and you've got talent and leadership from the sideline and from within the players, then you've got a chance to weather storms effectively, and clearly the Thunder did that.
Adams, the pass to Durant. Launches a 3, and again Oklahoma City with the triple.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
The Pistons have gotten 5 of 8 shots to fall for them in the third quarter. A nice 62% from the field. Kept alive, Smith. And there's the bucket. Stay with it on the offensive glass, getting it done. Smith's got 15.
Seems like they're on their heels every time defensively because the ball continues to go into the post.
Well, if they don't pick up the aggression, things are only going to get worse.
Now here's Westbrook. He has 31. Outside Jackson. 6 to shoot. The kick out to Westbrook. From past the arc. That's good. Westbrook's got 15 points in just the second half.
He is just tearing it up this quarter. That lead's not going anywhere while he's this high.
And Meeks kicks to Jennings. From 15 feet away, Perkins with the block. Here's Smith. Here's Drummond. And finally they hit one. Drummond's got his second bucket of the game to go.
Guys, he's actually indefatigable. He never gives in, never gives up on a play, and that's what it takes to be a great offensive rebounder. You've got to be relentless. There was just enough defensive pressure to get him off balance and cause that shot to go awry.
Meeks dishes to Smith. And that one's good. Smith's got 17. 46 seconds left to play in the third. Jennings against Westbrook. Outside Durant. And stolen by Jennings. And here's Jennings, the fast break opportunity. And he was fouled on the way up. 2 free throws now for him.
What a performance from Jennings here. He's got 13 points and 2 steals. Good contributions for him offensively with the assist and also making some nice steals.
Well, you're right, Clark. He's been equal parts creative and disruptive.
And Oklahoma City going with a whole new group out there. Detroit also making some changes. Monroe's checked in for Andre Drummond. Urepko comes in for Smith. And DJ Augustine subbed in for Jody Meeks. Kyle Singler, he's checked in for Brandon Jennings. Pistons trail by 13. Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. Urepko, the pass to Monroe. Battles through traffic and lays it in. Monroe's got 8 points.
And they've set up countless buckets off assists. That's a huge part of what they've been doing here today.
A lot of dime dropping going on out there, Steve.
That one from long range.
This is incredible. It's been a three-point barrage since halftime.
Yeah, whether by design or by accident, it has been impressive.
And Augustine kicks to Butler. Trying to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. And as we end the third quarter, a double-digit deficit will make it tough to come back. Thunder out in front. They lead by 14. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter. Next. Pistons trail by 14. Ibaka and Collison, the duo inside. Durant is out there with Anthony Morrow, and it's Westbrook in at the 3 spot. That's the lineup out there for the Thunder. The baseline J. Nice jump shot. Good. Westbrook's got the first basket as we get going in the 4th for the Thunder. And here's Augustine. Feeds it to Uretko. Out to the right wing. Here's Caldwell Pope. Good on the 3-point shot.
As long as they keep spraying them from deep, we're going to have ourselves one exciting finish.
Well, it took them a while, but they're finally starting to get some rhythm offensively on the outside.
Here's Augustine. Now the feed to Monroe. Here's Caldwell Pope. Misses the 3. The Thunder leading by 13. Moving it up. And Westbrook gets it to go on the assist by Durant. Westbrook's got 38 points.
He's been working some magic out there today, guys. This lead has been largely his making.
And there's the foul. It goes on Serge Ibaka. For the Pistons, Drummond's checked in for Uretko. Smith comes in for Kyle Singler. And it's Jennings in for Augustine. And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game. Here's Caldwell Pope on the money from 12 feet away. Caldwell Pope's got 5 points now in the quarter.
You know, Kevin, he's not always looking to put up big numbers, but he's doing a nice job here.
Westbrook against Jennings. Morrow kicks to Durant. It's stolen by Smith. And Smith with a clear path to the hoop.
That was wicked!
Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City.
Josh Smith signed by the Pistons last year to that big 4-year, $54 million contract. You know, the fit was problematic, particularly on the front line, trying to play next to Andre Drummond and Greg Monroe. I think it's important for Smith to have shooting around him. Otherwise, teams can sag off and they take away his driving lanes.
A moment to check in with Doris Burke. Doris?
Yes, Kevin, during that break, Coach Scott Brooks had some words for his team. His advice clear-cut. I want to see you playing to win, not playing not to lose. I don't care what the lead is. We do not back off.
Well, you feel badly for Josh Smith. It's hard to feel sorry for a guy when he's making as much as he is and he's as talented as he is. But he's been playing at the small forward, and that sometimes exposes his deficiencies as a player because he tends to rely too much on the perimeter shot. Last season was his worst in terms of scoring efficiency.
Here's Westbrook following the score by Josh Smith.
He's been the guy on the boards today, no question.
Steve, you're all over it. I mean, his numbers back it up. He's been working extremely hard out there.
11 feet away. Thunder with the rebound. Ibaka's got 5 rebounds tonight. And between the signings of Josh Smith and Brandon Jennings, both struggling to score reliably last season, Steve, the Pistons really struggled.
Well, we saw a change in the front office as well, Kevin. But, you know, for Josh Smith to be successful, I think he needs to stay inside. That fit didn't work last year. Too many interior players. And Smith with Monroe and Drummond just never really worked out.
The Thunder leading by 9. And Adams kicks to Jackson. Back to Adams. Oklahoma City moving the ball around. Dishes to Jackson. Back to Durant. 5 on the clock. Westbrook. And misses it off the right side of the rim.
And it is very dangerous to leave him open like that. Lucky break for the defense that he missed it.
Smith, no good.
That was a layup. And you've got to knock that down. You've got to convert when you get those opportunities.
Stolen by Monroe. And here comes Smith leading the fast break. Tipped away.
Had a pretty good look at the basket, but defensively they did a nice job rotating, forcing the miss.
The shot's good from Westbrook.
Boy, he's so hard to stop, guys, because he poses a ton of matchup problems for the defense.
Now a timeout called by Detroit.
Well, the league is making a push for more transparency with its officiating since last season, and I really think that's the way to go. They're sharing memos with teams and the media, and I think it's a great step, really, because, again, with all of the information and technology available, fans are able to see more and their expectations are higher. When you can do it at a higher level to help get things right, I think transparency is a good thing from the official standpoint. Help people understand how difficult their jobs are and the great job that they do as officials.
Here's Jennings. Following the basket by Russell Westbrook. To the paint. Ibaka dishes to Perkins. Jennings against Westbrook. Double team on Westbrook. 6 to shoot. And the Thunder with the possession here. Clock is at 3. Here's Ibaka. Almost, but it rolls out. Pistons trail by 13. That's tipped. And here we go with Westbrook heading to the hoop. Jumps up, trips down the breakaway slam.
Well, this is going to end in a lopsided victory, obviously. I love the tenacity and aggressiveness and the ability to close. You really have to give it up for the Thunder.
You know, it's tough to put your finger on the deciding factor in this one, but I'd say that the shooting accuracy made the difference.
Shot quality and better overall shooting.
You look at the stats and you'll see just how dominant a game this was for Russell Westbrook. Now, there wasn't much they could do to slow him down as he was converting every opportunity he got.
Ibaka, the pass to Perkins. The kick out to Westbrook. A 3-ball. And again, Oklahoma City with the triple.
Terrific job taking care of business in front of the home fans.
And, Steve, I thought those fans, those home fans, gave this team a big lift all game. A lot of positive energy in the building.
And there's the call on Perkins. And a different look here for the Pistons. Yarebko's checked in for Drummond. Kyle Singler comes in for Smith. Cartier Martin, he's checked in for Caldwell Pope. And it's Bynum in for Brandon Jennings. The shot's good from Bynum.
Boy, if they could have had this kind of run earlier in the game, it might have made a big difference.
You know, I think a big reason behind the run, Steve, is that they're not getting pressured as much by the defense now that the game's all but finished.
Wasted no time on that one. Westbrook's got 51.
Well, this is going to seal the deal. They've really exploded here to the finish line.
You know, once they sniffed out that blood in the water, the killer instinct came right out.
The drive by Bynum. Nice shot by Singler.
Right back at you. They immediately get those 3 points back.
Trading punches, that's how you answer.
Durant kicks to Westbrook. 3-pointer. The basket good off the assist from Durant. 54 points for Russell Westbrook.
And tack on a few more points to the lead. Why not? I suppose this is an emphatic showing for this club.
And, Steve, they did it in style. A beatdown the entire way.
That free throw good from Bynum. And a new group getting ready for Oklahoma City. And both free throws good for Bynum. 11 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. Now a timeout called by Oklahoma City. They're in front by 15. 9 seconds left in the fourth quarter of this one. What do you think, guys?
Not sure why they're calling this timeout. The game is pretty much over.
Yeah, I agree with you there, Steve. Maybe they just want to bask in the wind just a little longer, but I don't agree with it. Let's go. Get out of here.
Absolutely on fire from beyond the arc.
Yeah, that's where he's getting his points.
So no problem for Oklahoma City as they get the win. You know, Clark, every team has a bad night, and these guys might want to watch the tape of this game the next time they have a bad night to remind themselves how dominant they can be.
Well, this is one of those dreamlike games for a coach.
And so now we'll go down to Doris Burke, who's standing by live with our Jordan Player of the Game. Doris?
Well, guys, I'm here with Russell Westbrook. And, Russell, obviously the fans were loving this win here tonight. What was your mindset coming into this particular matchup?
Just trying to come out and play our game. You know, we're a good team, especially at home. Did a good job of playing team ball tonight.
The fans were delighted, Russell. Thank you so much. Guys, back to you.
Thank you, Doris. And, folks, that about concludes our broadcast tonight. For Steve Kerr, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for watching as we leave you with our Jordan Player of the Game, Russell Westbrook.